My name is Soonae Enberg.
Can you spell it?
Yes, Soonae Enberg.
And you had original Korean name.
Yes, it is my family name is Lee.
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 E. So when were you born?
In Seoul, is the capital of South Korea.
Yes. And when were you born? Your birthday?
Yes, 1930, March 28th.
28th.
So I am nearly 90 years old soon.
I cannot believe that.
Yes, you should.
You are now 89?
Yes.
Do you agree?
Yes, my daughter.
Her face is not 89-year-old.
No, not at all.
Unbelievable. What is the secret?
Secret is Swedish nice air and the circumstances and the beautiful weather.
It is.
Yes.
It is beautiful country.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And so tell me about your family background when you were growing up.
Yes.
What your father and mother and brothers and sisters?
Yes. My family was they got very high educated personal. And my father was involved in political.
Oh.
And my uncle and my mother's family was very famous and rich, and we had paid to university education. So I actually had medical Seoul University. I studied second and third year. The war came to Korea.
So what high school then did you graduate?
I have not finished, but the third year, and it was Seoul Medical University.
No. High school.
High
고등학교.
school,
Yeah.
Daehwa.
Daehwa. It's a very famous.
Yes, very famous.
Yeah. So you graduated Daehwa High School
Yes.
in 19...
Daehwa is in 1947.
1947.
Yes.
So tell me about this. You are under the Japanese colonial control.
Yes.
And how was it to live as a Korean during the Japanese colonial control?
Oh yes, at that time we were occupied with the Japanese people, and all my teacher was Japanese. So I could speak fluently and write, and we did not use Korean languages in school.
And so you are in the Seoul National University Medical School.
Yes.
That's a very prestigious
Oh
university.
yes. Yes.
And then war broke out.
Yes.
So what happened?
I have been in a medical high school, medical university, and at that time, we beginning of this university period, we were only just for women, women's university. But later, 2 years later, we will be together with the men and boys and the girls together. So we have begun just in Seoul at that time, the University of Medical. Yes, Seoul University.
So when the war broke out, where did you go?
Oh yes, and then I have studied in the school, university. Then the guard of university, they came to us with a very pale face. You should go home because it's the war begin. So we just wondered what is happening. I came out and the tank came to the very near to the university, and then I just wonder how I should go to. I have lived in Donamdong,
도남동.
and the university was very near from Haewadong.
Yes.
Yes.
I graduated 동성 High School.
Ah, I see.
동성고등학교 졸업했어요.
아하.
해화동에 바로 옆에.
네. 그래서
So, speak in English.
So I came just out, and how I should go home very quickly. And then the tank was coming, so many tanks, and the North Korean soldiers with their guns and everything. So I just met how the war is begin. And I was just trembled, how should I go very quickly? But sometimes I saw the street. There are many dead peoples.
Already?
Yes. You know, if we are not carefully, they can just shoot gun.
So
I just run halfway to home, Donamdong. It's very near from the Syngman Ri's president's house. And I came to home, and my family was together, and they were not talking too much about how we should do. And then my cousin has studied the Seoul University engineer, and very famous person to help to Park Chung-hee president with the internet and everything, because he has went to USA, and then I came to Sweden, and he studied very much, and went to Korea and helped President Park. At that time, I was in Sweden.
yes. So did you go somewhere else, or did you stay in Seoul?
Yes, it was terrible. It is when the Korean War began. We didn't know how we should act. My cousin has sent to us Seoul, my home, and we should escape so soon as possible. And then my brother and I, and my uncle was a doctor, we escaped to south. Why? My father and the mother and the two, my younger sister and brother, they just waited, because my father has the company of newspapers, so he has to.
What newspaper
arrange.
was it?
I think I just remember. I couldn't. I think 동아일보, perhaps. 동아일보.
So your father owns it?
Not owned, but he has with somebody together.
Together,
They had,
okay.
yes. So they should come after us. I and my younger brother and my uncle, we have escaped to the Gyeongju.
경주.
Yes. Then he became the chief of the. There were very many tents here and there, and we have got many patients had wound. So I did not have some experience to take care of a patient, but he gave me the order, go and to give a patient injection. So it was first time And
you were actually able to practice
yes,
what
I
you
did.
learned from the
Yes,
school.
Yes. And later, then we have moved, my father and me, because we heard that my mother and the other one, family and stuff, they have been reached to Busan. So we came to Busan. Busan is the south of the end of Korea. And I saw very many my friends of university. They sell something in the street, and I was surprised because I know that their family was very rich people. They just get down and sell something. And then my best friends in university, she is Mi Ja-han, doctor in USA. She came to Busan, escaped before than me, and she was working in the American armies. And then just...
when are you talking about? Are you talking about now August and September of 1950?
1950, yes.
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 Yes, keep going, please.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
And it was, we have been in Gyeongju 1952, 50 to 51. And then it was very, I have walked there because by my friend's introduction. And they have examined my English. At that time, I was younger, and I was very good in English.
Already?
Yes, because I have 웅변을 뭐라 그러죠?
The speech?
Speech,
Yeah.
yes. I have had English speech in whole school.
Wow.
But not now because...
you haven't used it much,
yes,
right?
Yes. And then...
so the whole family went down to Busan?
Busan,
okay.
yes. And then I worked in American Army as a secretary. The chief was very kind, and at that time we have just only a few clothes, and we have not so much to change. But he could send from his family, Sears Roebuck Company, and then buy something suitable close to me. And in the wartime, my friends was very bad situated, but I have had very nice with nice, and yes, he...
You were very lucky.
Yes. But I couldn't stand it, so I just wondered because I have not any kinds of boys contact in Korea. My family was taught every time we are yangban, so I couldn't take it more. So I have changed my work to Swedish Red Cross Hospital. Because I just thought that some days I should go back to as a medicine student, and I will be a doctor.
So how did you make that transfer from U.S. Army to Swedish Red Cross Field Hospital?
Yes, American Army was situated in Busan too.
Yes.
Then I just went to Swedish Red Cross Hospital one day because I couldn't take more from this chief, my chief, because he gave me unthoughtable things, watches and nylon stockings and hides from his family, home USA. So, of course, I just thought that it was very nice to have very many luxuries.
Right.
But it was also, my family is very traditional Yangban family, I could not be there. I can't marry with American. So I have to escape someplace where, but I must earn money to save my family. So I just went to Swedish Red Cross Hospital, and I asked the Swedish people, chief, the personal department, and have you some suitable, because I have studied medicine, and do you have any kind of job? Then he tested my English and the writing typewriter, and then yes, okay, you can begin. So
when was it?
It was 1951.
And month?
No.
Summer or winter? What month
Yes,
was it?
it was autumn.
Autumn.
Yes. And then I have worked in 1954. During these days, I have worked as a secretary and assistant to supply department. Supply department was necessary things to make for the hospital, equipment and everything. There, I have worked as a secretary and assistant. Then, I think 52 or 53, I don't know. My chief, I have just met right now.
Yeah.
Paul Ulsen.
Yeah.
And he was X-ray department's chief, and he and his wife was a nurse.
Yeah.
And they have joined to Swedish Red Cross Hospital as
her name is Astrid.
Yes. Astrid. And she was a nurse, and they have just get married, and they will have some honeymoon and serve Korea.
They were lucky also.
Yes,
they were a lucky couple.
Yes. So I was younger, and my chief was 6 years older than me. And he looked X-ray, patient's X-ray. Then he says in English, I typed.
I see.
Yes. So it was very good, and yes.
So tell me about this. You born to a very good family, rich family, famous.
Yes.
And also you were able to go down to Busan and be able to work in U.S. Army and then Sweden hospital.
Yes.
How was it to be like such? How was it to have such opportunity while there are so many Koreans who are really poor and suffering, right?
Yes. I was lucky. I have to, thanks to God, that I could have better than many other girls or boys. But it was my responsibilities that my father have paid many money to school.
Yeah.
Because in Korea at that time, it is not free education. It was so much money. My period in Seoul too, sometimes I go to Paehwa Middle School. Then I have played tennis. And then the teacher was very good to take care of me.
Yeah.
But after the school, I have went to home, I eat supper, and then I went to English school. They have paid.
Tuition.
Yes.
I mean the tutor.
Yes.
학원.
Yes,
과외
yes,
공부.
yes.
Yeah.
Every year, so I was very good, very good in whole school, Peihua. So I take the speech in English. Yes.
So now you working in the Swedish hospital and to pay back to your family, to help your family.
Yes, yes.
So tell me about this. I know how was it, but many young students will listen. Those who doesn't have any idea about the war.
No.
So how was the situation in Korea in 1953, 54?
Oh yes, it was so bad, and I just now my age nearly soon to 90. I think about the many people has got so bad life. And the Japanese people, they have Japanese school time. We can't speak Korean. Then they will give some punish from teacher. And then many years later, when I came to Sweden, I just have back that money. They just, tvungen, vad säger man? Forced to learn Japanese and everything. My education was Japanese.
Right.
And then when I went to university, it was so difficult to learn and to read and write. It was very, very difficult to Korean.
When you saw so many Korean people in line to be treated, especially after the armistice in 1953, Swedish hospital received a lot of Korean people, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So what was the main disease or the injuries that you had to take care of in Swedish hospital for the Korean people?
I'm sorry that I am not the nurse, so I didn't contact directly with the patients so much. But in the X-ray avdelning, X-ray department, my chief was look at and examine, and the nurse was take Röntgen pictures, and I just write what was bad. I know that many people was. Half of Korean people was hungry anytime, all the time.
Yeah.
So they could eat so badly. Of course, I did not eat sometimes lunch, jumped over, and then we take some crepe as one of the famous Korean crepes, pindaetak.
Yeah.
Yes. But I was very lucky.
Yes.
May
What
say.
can you do? I mean,
yes,
it just happened to be lucky, right?
Yes,
so.
But I could be the doctors, but I could not. But I'm not regret, because I have had a very good chance, more than lucky than unhappy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Must be tuberculosis or the problems with stomach or bone fractures, things like that, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, for the Korean people.
Yes.
So, how did you come to Sweden? Tell me about that story, please.
Yes. I and my husband worked in same department.
What's his name?
Supply.
No, his name.
His name is Sven Dahl. Sven, S-V-E-N. Then family name, D-A-H-L. E-A-H-L? Yes.
Okay. So Sven Oh,
Svendal.
Svendal?
D.
D-H-A-L.
Yes.
Okay. How did you meet him? What was he doing in the Busan?
I'm sorry. He, I'm sorry. He worked. Take care of everything to.
In supply
Yes,
department.
yes, supply.
Yeah. You mean in Swedish hospital?
Yes.
Okay.
Swedish Red Cross Hospital.
Yes, yes.
Busan.
So
Yes.
how did you meet him and how did you become involved with him? Tell me.
It is complicated. As I told you, in American Army, I escaped nearly from him because I did know that I couldn't have any chance to marry to an American. So I came to Swedish Red Cross Hospital.
Yeah.
I was young, and my husband is a Swede. Of course, I was not agreed from the beginning. There was so many American generals. They was very curious to me and will go to the beach in Busan. I always refused. No. They asked me why, because you are young. Why not? We go to the beach and we take the swim. I said no. My father will not allow me. So I said always no. But this time I did not agree with becoming husband. I mean Sylvia's father. But he was not give up. And every time, yes. So to the last, I became his girlfriend. And then every Korean girl in the kitchen, they said to me, "You are lucky girl." They said to me. I don't know if I was a lucky girl, but at that time...
He was lucky, right?
Yes,
yeah, he was lucky.
But it is very dangerous to go out and show us together. So I said always no. From the beginning was that we have one Korean man worked there, and his wife was dead. So we Swedish custom, when somebody was dead and to give some kind of this sadness, so we should take some flower. So they asked me buying flower in Busan. 광 뭐라고 하는 동 있죠?
예. 광.
너무 오래돼 65년이 됐기 때문에 잘 기억이 안 돼. 광이동. It's very busy and shopping street.
Yes.
And then they gave us her father and me to get buying some flower. So they drive. Somebody was Korean. Driver was drive to us to Busan, the shopping street, and I know that it is allowed to me. So when it is the car was stopped, I just begin to run myself, so that I will not go with him. But he's tall and he's more. I begin to run, and he too. So everybody from the shop, they come out, what is it? They look at us, and anyhow I said to him, just don't follow me. It's not allowed to Korean girl. So it is a humor, but we did it just, he was not gave up.
Yeah.
And, yes. And he went after 1 year to Sweden. And the planning was he will take care of some apartment. He will arrange the apartment. He will come back. But it was not allowed to Swedish Red Cross. And he could not. So he just sent to me the flight ticket. And the paymaster in Swedish Red Cross hospital, they gave me big travel case. And then I was very quickly, and at that time, the flight was not begin from Busan. It was only, there were only military service flight.
Yeah.
So I went with that to Tokyo, and 3 days I have stayed in hotel. And then my husband called the SAS person, please help my girlfriend. And then he came to me, and I flied. At that time, the flight was not directly to Sweden. We have not. So it was all around the Indian and every place, and go back to Swiss, and 54 hours flying.
But you went through all these countries.
Yes, yes.
Very good.
But I couldn't eat the luxury food. I just loved my Korean food. And then it was impossible. But
when did you marry here in Sweden?
yes, yes.
When was it?
It is in 1954.
1954.
Yes.
So let me ask this question.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that your father and your mother
yeah.
were not really
Oh.
happy about your marriage
Yes.
decision in the beginning.
Yes. My father was engaged to his friend's son. He's in U.S. and studied some kind of politics. And if it was not war, I have married to him. But I don't know if it is happy or unhappy. During the wartime, my father was dead, 53, and my mother was later died.
Yeah.
So it was perhaps happily or unhappily during, yes. So I could fly to Sweden. And then about 3 months later, yes, we have had a very big marriage parties, and it was newspaper was talking about that.
Oh.
Yes, so yeah, that's right.
Let me ask this question. When you left Korea in 1954,
Yes,
and now you know Korea is 11th largest economy in the world.
I know.
And is one of the most substantive democracy in
Yeah.
Asia.
Yeah,
Yes, I wrote about it. I wrote the book and I taught about it.
yeah.
When you left Korea in 1954, had you ever imagined that Korea would become like this today?
Oh no, I did not.
You did not?
I did not imagine that it will be so quickly developed. Of course, I have been in Korea during the time, 4 or 5 times. Yes.
When was the last time you've been to
Last
Korea?
time was, it was 2 years ago.
So,
Even more, maybe.
Three.
so
3 years ago with my
2016,
daughter.
you went together? Okay.
Yes, yes.
Invited by MPBA?
Oh, no.
No,
We,
By yourself?
yes,
So tell me,
yes,
the Korea you saw, have you been to Busan too, right?
yes.
Okay.
Yes, I
So-
have many times.
Tell me the Busan you
Yes.
saw you were in 1950s
Yeah, yeah.
and Busan right now.
Yeah.
Tell me. Tell young students about the difference.
Yes. It is so different. I know that I have been many times at that time after the war, after when I married in Sweden, and every time it was changed, but first time was not so much changed. I was invited in Japanese person because I could speak fluently Japanese, so I was, guide in Sweden, Stockholm, authorized guide in Japanese. I was the only one, and Korean languages. And Korea was at that time changed so many times, and this time right now, I know that Korea have a better life than here in Sweden. Yes, economically.
Economically?
Yes, but I know that they are same education at that time. I was young. What is the then problem? Yeah, problem is we younger person in Korea, they have just a little time to sleep, and then we are just working harder. So they are so much intelligent than Swedish Swedish people is very intelligent too, but younger
yes.
is very lazy than Korean younger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to live in a very competitive world in early days in Korea. So I remember when I was in high school, I had to wake up around 5 in the morning and went to school.
Yeah.
And then right after the school, I have to go to another tutoring institution, coming back around midnight.
Yeah.
And then I have to do every day for a year to get into the university. So that's what you are talking about. So I don't want anybody else to misunderstand about the point that you are making.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's a competitive. I don't think such competitiveness here existing in Sweden in early childhood, right?
No.
It's not actually good, but anyway.
Yeah.
What do you think about the whole thing in your life? What happened to you? You're born in a very good family, and then you got this war interrupt, but you were very lucky. And then you came to Sweden, and then you were able to go back to Seoul. Now you have a very unique perspective to see what happened in Korea.
What happening? I am just worried because I see news in the YouTube. Yes.
You mean currently?
Yes, from Korea every time. I know it is situated, occupied my lifetime is understand in Korea how and what is coming up now in Korea. I know politically and economically and intelligent with the school, every system and social system is very interesting to follow. So I often, every day, YouTube, I will see. And I am just worried now. Korea has got some bad connection with the Japanese about the what is called
The Japanese Prime Minister prevent.
Abe Shinzo is very badly planned about the Korean industrial problems with the Samsung or Hyundai. And,
so you are mentioning about Japanese government policy not to export 3 core technologies in the semiconductor industry.
No, Korean people is very much better because I know that when I came to Sweden, many other men, they have worked to with my cousin, and my cousin was the teacher in Columbia University, and then many of Korean younger men was in U.S. and worked and studied, and they come back, and it is a result of this knowledge to give to Korea.
Yes.
So Korea is developed much fastly and very quickly with after the war. But I'm so sorry that have Korean War with North Korea and South Korea.
What would you say to the Swedish people, the citizens of Sweden, about what Red Cross, Swedish Red Cross Field Hospital did for Korea 70 years ago?
Yes. I have lived, as before, I have lived in Sweden 65 years. Then I know Swedish people is very good, faithful, and very much help some other guys. I know that Sweden has not the war about 200 years ago, but they are very peaceful and very virtual, and they got help very many peoples. I'm very thankful with them, and yes, now is they say in statistical view, Korea is more highly than Sweden, but I like Sweden.
Yeah, for the information, the Korean economy is 11th largest, and Swedish economy is 23rd in the world.
Yeah.
But personal income is much higher than Koreans.
Yeah.
It's almost $55,000 per person a year.
Yes.
Koreans are close to 40,000.
Yeah.
But still, it's a miracle. It's
Yeah,
sort of like a miracle because there was nothing in Korea 1950s.
No.
But tax, don't forget about tax.
Yeah.
Tax, yes.
Yeah.
But still, you have so much benefit out of government too. Medical, social welfare. So
The subway is very highly beloved because in Korea, I thought it was very good. And they're astonished that they have so nice system.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I can say that, I may say, Swedish life in my life is very good because I am nearly 90. Next year, March, it will be 90 years old.
I cannot believe
I could live in Sveavägen, is very nice situated in Stockholm, in the center. I have 132 square meters apartment. I live there alone, and I could arrange with my food and cleaning my clothes.
Amazing.
And all right, because my daughter is living very near from me. 15 minutes to go. She said if she will go fastly, 10 minutes.
Okay. So how many children do you have?
I have two, one girl and one boy. Boys, I'm a man, because my daughter is 65, soon 64, yes, 64, because I married at 24, and she came next year.
I think it's a DNA in your family. You look so young.
And then I have
Son?
yes, son. They have, grandchildren, and the grandchildren's baby is there.
Great grandchildren.
Yes. So I have so many children. Yeah, it was so nice to have you and conversation with me.
We are doing this, as I told you,
Yes,
because despite such a good thing came out of so many people's efforts and contributions,
yes.
we don't talk about it, we don't teach much about it.
Oh, no.
It's because Korea used to be too small, too
Yeah.
weak.
It's good.
Yeah. So I want to challenge that reality, okay?
Yes.
And that the best way to do that is to
Yes.
make curricular resources based on your interview and so many different
Yes.
doctors and nurses and police, the soldiers,
Yes.
and to give it to teachers so that they can teach about it. Otherwise, teachers has to learn and teach many different
Yeah.
wars.
Yeah.
In America, for
Yeah.
example, you have to teach about World War I, World War II, before so many revolutionary civil
Yes.
wars and
Yes.
so on, so that they need to have this
Yes.
material. That's why we are
Yes,
doing
of
this.
course.
Any other episode or any story that you think is important to tell us about Swedish
Yes.
hospital?
Yes, a Swedish hospital. It was very good to have a Swedish hospital because I know that later, perhaps they have a Canadian hospital too in Korea. But I have a so deep, near contact with the Swedish hospital because I was young and I was a student, and the war came and I jumped in that, and I have lived with the Swedish people to help us, and we were very grateful. And it was same direction of my occupation, and that I came to Sweden, and the Swedish society is very good too.
So actually, Korean War made
Yes.
you marry Swedish
Yes,
man
yes.
and have a happy life.
Yes, but my father and mother was negative.
Yes. Obviously understandable at
Yes,
the time.
yes.
Nobody would
Nobody-
not allow
no.
their girl to marry foreigners at the time.
Yes, yes.
I don't know what to say, but very good thing came out of the Korean War to
Yes.
you and your family, and you are direct living witness to what's been done by the Swedish
Yes.
Red Cross Field Hospital.
I think it must be last chance to have a directly conversation with somebody have had the war
Yeah.
and the help from Swedish Red Cross Hospital. Yes.
That's why I came here, and I want to thank Kirsten Frisk and her husband Lars Frisk
Yes.
to arrange all these things, and I'm going to
Yes.
interview her tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you gotta be ready, okay? I'm going to grill you. Again, I want to thank you again for
yes.
coming here.
Well, thank you. Thank you
And
so much. If I knew that with English, I could speak better than that.
in one day?
Yes, because I was very good in Korea
I
time.
know, I can tell. At your age, almost 90-year-old
Yes.
Korean woman who can speak in English like that?
Not many.
No. So
Thank you
it's
so
good
much.
enough, okay?
You are so kind.
Thank you.
Thank you.